What's up guys, it is I, once again, Mr. Gamer 990, and today guys, I want to talk about and review the 2014 released science fiction / survival horror video game, Alien Isolation. It was developed by Creative Assembly, published by Sega, and was directed by Alistair Hope, and the story takes place in the year 2037, exactly 15 years after the disappearance of one Ellen Ripley, the main protagonist of the Alien series, and we follow the story of Ellen Ripley's daughter, Amanda Ripley, who, just like her mother, Ellen, works for Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and she is soon informed by Christopher Samuels, who is an android of Weyland-Yutani Corporation, that they found a tape recorder of her mother from 15 years prior in the Nostromo, being the spaceship she was on, her spaceship, where she and her crew were attacked by an unknown creature, that unknown creature being a xenomorph, aka an alien. The ship that had found the tape recorder that was once on the Nostromo is known as the Anisidora. That's the name, at least. I can't pronounce it, I'm pretty bad with names, I know. However, that tape recorder is not on the Anisidora itself, but rather it's on a space station known as Sevastopol. I know guys, I'm pretty bad with names, but that's the name you got for the space station, Sevastopol. And so Amanda Ripley takes it upon herself to go on the space station to find the tape recording of her mother, Ellen Ripley, and to find out what happened 15 years ago on the Nostromo, and why all her crew members were killed, and why her mother went missing, and why she hasn't returned after 15 long years. Little does Amanda Ripley know, however, the space station she goes on to find the tape recorder, along with her new crewmate, it's being haunted by an unknown creature. I wonder what unknown creature. It just so happens to be the exact same xenomorph that was haunting Ellen Ripley and her crewmate 15 years ago. You could call this a huge twist of fate, because now Amanda Ripley is being haunted by the same nightmare that has haunted her mother 15 years prior, and whether or not Amanda Ripley and her crewmate survived the horror of the space station courtesy of the xenomorph, it's for you guys and gals to find out. If you wish to play Alien Isolation, and I do recommend you play it, it's a really amazing game, and one I enjoyed so much, and this game took quite a while to finish, but I finally did finish it last night, and guys, I am so glad, because it was so intense, so frightening, and the experience of being haunted by this xenomorph, the alien itself, it was gut-wrenching, man. Honestly guys, I could not compose myself every time I was trying to hide in these different areas, whether it be a small box type container, a locker room, or anywhere else where you can find a safe spot from the xenomorph. I was so terrified. I was composed in my own environment, and I couldn't get out because of how terrified I was, and I thought someone just came in. Sorry about that. I could be haunted right now by a xenomorph, you never know. It was such a surreal experience, guys. Honestly, the surreal aspect to Alien Isolation is how you feel like you are Amanda Ripley, and you are being haunted by this alien, the xenomorph, and every one of your crewmates die at the hand of this xenomorph. If you guys and girls think that being haunted by a xenomorph is bad enough, you are haunted down by the androids, the same androids who have a huge malfunction, and they start to attack anyone on site. They attack you, Amanda Ripley, the civilians on board the space station, and every other men and women who are seen as hostile by the androids. It becomes so scary knowing that these androids have had a malfunction, and they're attacking everyone, including you, Amanda Ripley, and whoever the creator is of these androids, he should be fired, sued, and convicted, because guys, he is a madman for creating these androids. These androids are so resilient to gunshots, and you have to shoot them multiple times on their head, burn them if you have to, explode them using a pipe bomb, use an EMP bomb, until finally they go down and you're safe from them. It takes quite a long time to kill these androids, and now killing those mad men and women who are attacking you because they've lost their mind knowing that they're being hunted by both the androids androids and the xenomorph, you can understand why they lost their minds. Them being haunted by the xenomorph and the androids does not excuse their actions in attacking you and other innocent civilians who are just trying to survive, but that's the situation on board the space station and how everyone's losing their minds, knowing that their inevitable fate is soon to come, that fate being death, and death is soon to come for them whether they like it or not, unless they are willing to survive, just like Amanda Ripley, you and I, the main protagonist of the story, that being Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation has been praised by both critics and gamers alike for its setting, its creepy atmosphere, its very creepy, dark, eerie atmosphere, the retro-futuristic type environment of the space station and every other areas you're in, and of course the biggest praise goes to the artificial intelligence of the androids and most definitely the xenomorph, the alien that's haunting you, and how completely unscripted the alien is. It goes wherever it wants, and no matter where you are or where you hide, this alien will hunt you down. There are no restraints to this alien on where it can go and where it can't go. It goes wherever it wants. It could go through the ventilation shaft, it could go through different areas on board the space station until it finds its dinner, that being us, the main protagonist, and other people on board the space station. So it's best to be sure that that alien, that xenomorph, does not hunt us down no matter what. Now, some of the criticisms that Alien Isolation has received is for the story, the characters, and of course the voice acting. And guys, I honestly can't understand why there are complaints against those three aspects to Alien Isolation, that being the acting, the voice acting, the story, and the characters, because honestly I love the characters, I love the story, and I love the voice acting, most definitely by Amanda Ripley, who is fantastic in her role as the daughter to Ellen Ripley, and going from being a victim, a terrified victim, to being a survivor who fights against the androids, the men and women who threaten her and her friends, and of course the xenomorph, her arch nemesis, the same arch nemesis of Ellen Ripley. And it is so awesome, guys. I love Amanda Ripley, I love the story, I love the setting, the voice acting, everything about Alien Isolation I love so much. And while I understand people's complaints about Alien Isolation, I do still think it's a good game, a very good game you guys and gals should play at some point. Alien Isolation can be quite slow, it's a very slow paced game, most of the action are very slow, and it takes time to do certain events. If you guys and gals love slow paced games, I think you will enjoy Alien Isolation. It's not for everyone, especially those of you who aren't fans of horror. Yours truly, however, is a huge fan of horror games, movies, anime, and what have you, and I love Alien Isolation. It's such a fantastic game, and one I do recommend you guys and gals play if you do consider to play Alien Isolation. Thank you guys and gals for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish. If you wish to see more from me, then please check out my movie, anime, television channel, where I talk about movies, anime, and television, and what have you. And until next time, peace out, take care, adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.